last night, man, when I came across the footage of the Brazilian national team dancing on Caitlin Clark logo, talking.
Yeah, getting to go back to Iowa, it's so exciting. I obviously haven't really been there much since I left about a year ago.
Attempts at making Caitlin Clark's iconic shot.
Look at Lil.
I'm breaking down exactly what happened when the Brazilian national team crossed the line at Carver-Hawkeye Arena. The footage shows them dancing on Caitlin Clark's logo and mocking her signature long-range shots, a level of disrespect rarely seen in professional basketball. You came here wondering if this rumor was true, and I'm confirming it absolutely is. Not only did it happen, but I'm going to show you exactly what this means for the upcoming Indiana Fever versus Brazil matchup. Sophie Cunningham just talked about the importance of defense and team chemistry. Now we'll see if this Brazilian taunt accidentally creates exactly what the Fever needed, a rallying point for this newly formed team. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. To be more specific, what exactly took place at the Carver-Hawkeye Arena?
Had mixed reviews about it. Well, it looked like that wasn't the only clip because the entire team got in on the action, bro. And they look bad doing it, bro.
Oh no. And I think just getting to see people that have supported me throughout my career and continue to support me.
The viral video is the topic of conversation among everyone. Within the confines of the tennis court, it was observed that members of the Brazilian national team were really dancing on the insignia of Caitlin Clark. They were not only warming up, rather they had purposefully assembled on Clark's chosen spot, where they were dancing and laughing while taking photographs from her well-known vantage point. An insult of this nature was not inadvertent. They were completely conscious of the activities that they were taking. The things that Caitlin Clark appreciates most about Carver-Hawkeye Arena should not be forgotten.
Got in on the jumping on Caitlin Clark logo, stomping on it, dancing on it, shooting from it. And Caitlin Clark's number should be somewhere over there. There I go, way in the back there. You guys see Caitlin Clark retired number up there on the raft.
Incredible, but also like they're the biggest Indiana Fever fans too now. Like they want to meet all my teammates. They want to cheer for my teammates.
The basketball court that you see here is not like any other. It was at this period that she found renown, in which she amassed more points than any other player in the historical record of the NCAA. She was able to make it onto SportsCenter every other night by hitting those ridiculous logo threes, which resulted in the attendance of hundreds of thousands of young women wearing number 22 shirts. It is in this court that Clark's journey from being a freshman at Iowa to becoming a basketball legend is documented. Within each and every inch of the oak tree Her Majesty is inscribed. It should not come as a surprise that the Brazilian squad spent some time practicing the logo.
Last night, man, when I came across the footage of the Brazilian national team dancing on Caitlin Clark logo, talking.
Yeah, getting to go back to Iowa, it's so exciting. I obviously haven't really been there much since I left about a year ago.
Attempts at making Caitlin Clark's iconic shot.
Look at Lil.
They congregated there on purpose, with numerous players standing right on it, giggling and acting in an extravagant manner. Taking turns firing rounds from Clark's well-known trademark range, they emulated her shooting technique in order to achieve the desired effect. Furthermore, one of the players even did a small, joyful dance as they were playing. All of it was caught on tape, and their facial expressions demonstrated that they knew the exact message that they were trying to communicate, which was, "This is our court now." Not only is this disrespectful, but it also goes beyond the ordinary behavior of competitors. Let's face it, trash talking is a part of sports. Following a great play, it is appropriate to engage in activities such as chest bumping, flexing, and stare downs. Nevertheless, concentrating on the past of someone's home court on purpose before you have even competed against them?
Mighty good time at Carver Arena, dog. Now, if you guys don't know, today is the day Caitlin Clark will make her return. Them doing this is very bad. Oh, man, this is bad for them, bro. Caitlin Clark finna come out and put the beast on them.
Not at all the same as that. It wasn't just a matter of them trying to create excitement for themselves. Clark was the recipient of their communication, which expressed doubts not just about her abilities as a player, but also about her Iowa ancestry in its whole. The timing makes it much more deliberate than it would otherwise be. This exercise was not a random one at all. This transpired in the moments leading up to their exhibition clash against Clark and the Indiana Fever. The game was already one of a kind due to the fact that it celebrated Clark's homecoming to Iowa. An event that was supposed to be a celebration of Clark's homecoming home was instead twisted into something that was more personal by the Brazilian squad.
And quite frankly, it'll take 2 Chicago Sky teams just to beat this Indiana Fever basketball team, bro. Now, we seen what the Chicago Sky did, man. They showed no mercy. And we already know the Sky ain't the damn Fever.
It should come as no surprise that they intend to exert some sort of influence over her before the ball ever touches the ground. Let's be honest, this is in line with a pattern that has been growing ever since Clark became a member of the WNBA franchise. Is it possible that you remember Angel Reese making a gesture to Clark that said, "You can't see me"? What about the time during the preseason when she was subjected to an excessive amount of physical contact from the Chicago Sky? When veterans of the league made the observation that she was receiving an excessive amount of attention? Clark's adversaries have been making efforts to pull her out of the game from the very beginning. The differential is often maintained on the court when actual games are being played. Brazil won the competition before it even started, and they took it home with them. It all began as a straightforward demonstration game, but it has since developed into a television program that absolutely cannot be missed. Everyone is concerned about Clark's response to the situation. Is she going to emerge victorious in the end? In the event that she makes a significant shot, will she get in their face?
Back in Iowa City to play at that very same arena, man, she broke that scoring record at.
And I was telling some of the girls this the other day, I'm like, they're going to go crazy for you too. They're going to have your back.
The storyline has been completely changed. This preseason tune-up is no longer merely another one. Rather, it is a personal tune-up. The problem is that Clark has a history of putting on incredible performances in response to disrespect. This is the source of the problem. Even though the LSU players were engaging in trash talking during the final game, she was still defeated by a score of 30 points. After getting off to a shaky start in her WNBA career, she bounced back with a 30-point performance against New York. In games that follow public insults or challenges, Clark averages 4 more points and 2 more assists than he does in games that do not follow such challenges or taunts. She is not only interested in hearing the noise, rather, she uses it as fuel for her rocket. It is not just Clark's performance that is being disregarded here. It presents a direct challenge to her legacy in Iowa. Through the act of practically placing their flag on her territory, the Brazilian team made the declaration, "Your history here does not scare us." They are curious as to whether or not she will defend her home court, which is the court where she first gained notoriety.
I think that's what I appreciate about them the most is like they want to cheer not only for myself, but everybody else on this team. And this will be the loudest arena you have ever played in. They're going to scream, they're going to cheer.
It is not certain whether her dominance in Iowa will convert to successful performance in international competitions held in her hometown. As Clark makes his way back to Iowa with this newfound strength, the scenario is set for something truly remarkable to take place. The fact that it was her first time back to the Iowa supporters who had cheered her on during her collegiate career added an additional layer of emotion to the gathering, which was already emotional. This is in addition to the additional strain she is under to maintain her honor in the wake of the disrespectful performance of the Brazilian team. Because of Clark's competitive nature and her desire to defend her home court, she may deliver a performance that will be remembered for a long time. It was felt by the Brazilian team that they were making a statement with their logo dance. In point of fact, they might have triggered something far more deadly, which is a Caitlin Clark who has something to prove in front of her most committed admirers. There is a possibility that the Brazilian squad has just caused a situation that is beyond their ability to control. Clark has returned to her home court with something to prove, and when she is frustrated, she plays the greatest basketball she can. For the time being, this is not only an exhibition game, rather, it is a personal game. Sophie Cunningham made the following statement: I believe that at the end of the day, we are all competitors, and we are here to win. That is correct. The Fever have come together in support of Clark in order to reply to the disrespect that has been shown on the court. There is a lot of attention from the basketball community, and tickets cost $450. Will Clark's next performance, which results in 40 points, be influenced by the brief logo dance performed by the Brazilian team? We will shortly get the answer.